Thanks for joining. I had a little bit of a battle with my nails this morning. I have more, I think a couple of them just wouldn't go. So I'm glued. I'm glued. Nearly glued myself together, so I would have been talking to you like this the entire time, but that's another story. Good morning. How is everyone doing? If you're watching on YouTube right now, welcome. Oh man, a little wonky today. All right, that's fine. Whatever. I'm always wonky. Um, so we're gonna be doing books today, as usual. And 2 feet and a heartbeat, no complaints. Yay! I'm glad 2 feet and a heartbeat is a good thing. Um, yeah, I'm just barely holding on, but I'm here. Yesterday I had a whole bunch of running around banking things, and yeah. Dragoda, welcome in. How are you? Okay, so I am testing out a new, I'm in the beta program for a new template system for Whatnot. So I might go a little bit slower than usual. I apologize for that. And good morning, Monica's Jackpot. How are you? Melody, how are you? Allison, Second Troy. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? And Michelle. Yeah. So let's just get started because nobody wants to listen to me. You want to look at the books. So bear with me as I learn this system. All right, start auction. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Hey, YG Picker. Yeah, I apologize. There's no, I know this is TMI, but there's no bra on today, and you're just going to have to live with it because they're not, yeah, I'm not feeling good today. So bear with me. Today's going to be a special day. So, also, the boxes of books I have are extremely heavy. So I couldn't put them on the shelf without the shelf breaking. So they're piled up. So I have 6 boxes behind me in 2 rows. So would you like me to start with row number 1? Wait, can I even show you? No, I can't. They're right behind the chair. Row number 1 or row number 2? Which one would you like me to start with? Because no, row number 1. Anyone else okay with number 1? Are we good? There's only 4 of you here, so 3, 3. So 1 it is. Okay. Row number 1. Oh, oh, it's a hefty one. Oh, I mean, they're all probably going to be hefty. Oh, you know what? And hang on, like new. Don't bid. I just want to try something out. Oh yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, that's not good. Hmm. What weight is it going to put it at? Sorry, everybody. This is not. Edit item. I see. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work for Kim. Sorry. Hang on. We will get there. I just need to import my other book listings from inventory because that is not going to work. I thought there was also going to be the option to change the size. And there isn't. So we are not going to go that way. We're not going to be using the templates today because if I can't change the weight, what's the point? Small, medium, large. Yep. Add to books, and more books. There we go. Add to show. Okay. Let's try this again. Back we go. All right. That's better. All right. Be right back. Good morning. This is a morning where I'm not feeling good. So I have, yeah, be right back. Everyone share your shows. I'll be back. Oh my God. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, sorry about that. We are now much better. Fritzl is a queen. She done taught an entire generation of Asides. Seatbelts. Yes, everyone get their seatbelts on for today. It's definitely gonna be a bumpy ride with me. Holy cow. Okay, so all of these boxes are from almost 4 years ago. And it's one of those time capsule estates. So it's going to be a lot of fun. YEG Picker is going to be selling toys, media, vintage decor, and other stuff in the next few weeks. I love it. And Style Me, Style You has a show this Saturday, June 20th at 1 p.m. for my jewelry show. I love jewelry. I love jewelry. All right. So this is a medium book. We will come back to the templates another day when I can organize that properly. All right. Medium book. We're starting with this one. And women's ties. Ooh, I love that. Okay, medium book. This is Sarah Band for Two Sisters. Sarah Band for, oh, look at that. Now this looks like it's a, yeah, Ex Libre, former library discard from the Alderwood Library. Look at that, it's even got the little pocket in the back. Oh, I love that. Okay, this is by Philippa Carr. Tamsin and Fenimore Landor, happily married at Tristan Priory, are the parents of the sisters Angelette and Bersaba, identical twins but very different in character. Unaware and innocent, of course, Angelette arrives in London and in the care of the granddaughter of the Witch from the Sea. Her eyes are open to a new society and the rising tension throughout the country. Rescued from robbers in the streets of London by General Richard Tolworthy. In due course, she becomes mistress of the house, which is overshadowed by the mysterious Castle Foley. When was this delight written? Philippa Carr, 1976. 1976, first published. Oh, this was also in the Etobicoke Public Library. The Alderwood, I guess, set in monotype, printed in Great Britain. Okay. So Philippa Carr, and we will start that for 10 seconds for 3 doll hairs and running now. Hey, hello Donna, how are you? Welcome in everybody. We're going through a box 6 boxes. Hopefully we'll get through 6. We'll see. Of from this time capsule house. So there's a wee bit of everything in here. Did I think about what I was going to do with the box? Hang on. Oh my lord. Didn't think about that either. Yep. I'm not feeling well. I am not feeling well today. Okay. All right. Let's put that here. There. Will that work? Yes, that will work. Okay. Good morning, Donna. How are you doing? Halliburton, the magnificent myth. Ooh. Of Halliburton. Oh, thank you, YG Picker. It's just, it happens every time I have to get treatment. It's all good. It is what it is. I'm still alive, right? What was it that Com said? 2 feet and something. It was a good, whatever Com said was good. Okay. Okay. Oh, this, I can't take the cover off to show you because it's like, oh, it's very pretty inside. 2 feet and a heartbeat. Thank you. 2 feet and a heartbeat. Everything else is a blessing. Exactly. So I'm still alive. Got 2 feet and a heartbeat. Even if I just had 1 foot and a heartbeat, I'd still be all right. No feet and a heartbeat. Still okay. 1965, United States of America. This is another library discard. I think this person actually worked in a library because like most of her books were library discards. Halliburton, The Magnificent Myth, a biography by Jonathan Root. On the surface, Richard Halliburton was the most glamorous man of his time, handsome, virile, utterly fearless, and hell-bent for adventure. He dazzled the world of the 1920s and 30s with his fantastic exploits, tramping through the most exotic countries of the world, scaling the heights of the Matterhorn and Mount Fujiyama, swimming the Panama Canal and leaping 70 feet into a Mayan well of death deep in the Mexican jungles. Okay, so I know and she's no longer with us, but her books are. I love that. You can have your collection of books and it can live beyond you. All right, so this is Halliburton, Ex Libris. Oops, running. There we go. Now running for $3. Halliburton, The Magnificent Myth, a biography by Jonathan Root. Alrighty, let's see what's next in here. The Shape of Illusion by William E. Barrett. Oh, there he is. He looks very serious. This is another discard. And I can't show you the cover's got some tape. That's the word, Kim. Holy cow, what a day. 1972 first edition. 1972 first edition Ex Libris. The Shape of Illusion. The painting was just as mysterious as the New York art dealer had promised, the work of an obscure German artist. The scene showed Christ leaving the palace of Pontius Pilate under the guard of yada yada yada. In this new novel by the author of Lilies of the Field, a young man's search for the secret of the strange genius who created that seemingly magic painting leads him to a beautiful and perfectly intact medieval town in Germany, and finally to the discovery of the most precious gift a person can receive. Yay! I'm glad you just got your package and that you like it. The liking it's the most important part for me. Okay. And we are going to run that for $3 starting now. $3 for The Shape of Illusion, first edition Ex Libris by William Barrett. Sounds really interesting. Hang on. There's stuffing in here that we need to move out of the way so I can pack this properly. Rawhide Roundup. Ooh. Hi, Owl Always Live Vintage. How are you? Welcome in. How are things? This is another library discard. Let's see. Yep, library discard. It was discarded, it looks like July 4th, 1981. Oh my goodness. All right. Rawhide Roundup. I wonder what hang on, we got to look at the cover after we find out. Copyright 1957 by Arcadia House. Let's look at the cover. Cover's not very exciting. It does have tape on it. Let's see. Rawhide Roundup. All right, here we go. By W.F. Bragg. Cayuse Bill McKee stretched out in the shelter of a patch of jack pines, waiting to see who was stealing beef in the Dugout Springs Valley. He was shocked and surprised when he recognized Tim Gant, a small rancher from the dry country on Skull Creek below the Rawhide Hills, important to remember, a man whom he knew and liked. McKee was still more horrified when he saw the man line his sights on a yearling. Yay, you got your giant haul already? Holy cow. Holy cow. Canada Post is quiet. It must be really quiet for Canada Post because they're being lickety split, aren't they? All right, we're going to this Rawhide Roundup so fast. All right, this one I'm going to do for $2 because what the hey. I think we'll start running for $2. Let's just clear them out today. A day and a half. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing because not even because Nick dropped it off. Seriously? Oh no, YG Picker. That's not good. Definitely send a message to Whatnot to see if they can, because technically they're kind of the shipper. But I will also send me a message later, and I will nag at my post office too, because Tuesday morning he dropped that off. So yesterday morning, yeah. Hi Angie. Angie's This and That has an awesome new logo. I love your logo, Angie. So much fun. All right, let me most of these are medium books, so I'm going to edit because we're going to go down to $2. So if there's a book you already saw that you're interested in, yell out because I'm going down to $2. Have a ticket. Okay. It's got like it, maybe somebody really liked your stuff. I hope not. I hope they find it because that's not good. That's not good at all. But I'll you remind me and I'll look into it. Um Yay, and you saw the other stuff that's I put in the bottom? I added some stuff in the bottom. Added lots of bubble wrap and stuff in the bottom. Gunsmoke on the Gila. I don't know if you can use them, but they were there, so I was like, I had the extra space. I had the extra weight. So can you see the oh, let's see. I'm trying to see. Sometimes the covers are more exciting than the no. All right, so Gunsmoke at the Gila. On the Gila. Oh, sorry, on the Gila. Silly me. 1959 by Archie Jocelyn. Mimico Public Library. It's another library discard. Ooh, okay. Oh, so let's read it. Hang on. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's got this cute little Mimico Public Library. Any ratepayer or resident is entitled to borrow books from the library. Each borrower is entitled to 4 books at a time, only 2 which may be fiction. Oh, interesting. All persons must observe the rules laid down by the library board of the Mimico Public Library. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. I love that. So what year was this published again? 1959. Gunsmoke on the Gila. It was noon before Frank Yarborough, foreman of the Horn Ranch, reined in his sweating horse before the hang tree. Ooh, the hang tree. Okay, already. Um, a short show today at 1:32. Yay, awesome. Yay, Angie, I'm glad. Okay, let's double check the weight. Oh, every time I do that, it turns off. That's officially annoying. Okay, this one can go in small. This one can go in small. Hang on. Can start $2 for Gunsmoke at the Gila. Ex Libris with this really cool Mimico Public Library. Hello. How are you doing? Mahan Black, right? Oh my god. It's been a while. How are you doing? Ronald Johnson, The Angry Ocean. Ooh, a first-class topical adventure story. I'm sure it is. Please note, it does have crack right there. 1968, printed in Great Britain. And this is another Mimico Library discard. The Angry Ocean is the Pacific, the world's biggest stretch of water. This is a story of the men behind the Project Bruce and the American millionaire Eugene North. Mahan Black, oh, thank you for the tip. You were so sweet. Everyone, please follow Mahan Black. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, and I've just dropped it. Did I unplug anything by accident? No, it doesn't look like it. Welcome in, everybody. We're running through a whole library from a former librarian, estate sale of a librarian. I bought these like 4 years ago, and so we're looking through them now. I know. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much, Mahan Black. It's nice to see you. I'm glad when even if you just send me a message every once in a while, let me know how you're doing when you can't. I'm always interested to know how it. What the hey? It keeps. I wonder if the battery's low. Okay, might be the battery's low. No, the battery's not low. It just doesn't like me. Okay. I'm feeling okay. Today's an okay day. It wasn't a great start to the day. This is the 4th printing of this book from 1955 by Geoffrey Trees called Seven Kings of England. The kings of England were many, but Geoffrey Trees has wisely chosen to present in this book the vivid stories of 7 outstanding men who reflected their country's glory throughout 1,000 momentous years. So there's Alfred the Great, the first king of England, Richard the Lionhearted, Charles the First, Charles the Second, William the Third, and then the king of our own day, the shy, reluctant monarch, King George the Sixth. Oh, Mom, oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. You always make my day. Thank you so much. You are such a sweetheart. Thank you for the tip. Seven Kings of England is running now. Thank you again for the tip. You were so sweet. Oh, no, you're awesome. And I hope everybody's excited for the Canadian raid train. We're going to have 2-day raid train on July 1st and July 2nd. We have only two slots left open on July 1st. July 2nd is full, but I have 2 slots left on July 1st. They're in the morning, 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern. They're hour-long slots. Outlaw Always Love Vintage is a co-conductor with me. Thank you again, Allie. And you can go to raidtrain.app, raidtrain.app to join the train. It's doing that every single time. Okay. Memories Wall. Lady Eaton. Ooh, Lady Eaton. Ooh, is this? Oh, this is the autobiography of Flora McCrae Eaton. So she was one of the wives of one of the sons of Eaton's. This is another library discard, so it does have all the library font. Let me see what is the cover? No, the cover's kind of boring. So this is the autobiography of yeah, I'm glad that you have. I know you picked the greatest books. You pick really great books, Dragoda. All right, running. Memories Wall, the autobiography of one of the women of Eaton's, Lady Eaton. He actually became a sir. So Timothy Eaton, her husband, became the president. Thank you. Raidtrain.app to join the Canadian raid train. Yes, we have a few more spots. I love history too. I think it's amazing. There's so much to learn in history. And then we have As I See It by J.P. Getty. The autobiography of J.P. Getty. Is this an Extra Libre? I think this is going to be another Extra Libris. Yes, it's another discard. Ooh, let's see the cover. Oh, nearly hit myself in the face. That would have been great. All right, so Dragoda, look at that. They didn't even bother with the Dewey Decimal System, whichever library this came out of. Let's see if we can figure out which library this came out of. Alderwood. So they didn't even bother with the Dewey System. It was just, here's the biography section. You're obsessed with historical-based fiction and documentaries. I subscribe to the PBS documentaries, and the BBC has a documentaries too, like channel. I subscribe to them both. As I See It, 1976. Let's see. Well, he was probably the world's richest man. So at the time, he was one of the world's richest men. And this is just medium. Let's run this for 10 seconds. We're going to go through this. I'm going to run a little bit faster. I'm going to run a little bit faster. Yeah, is it pre-Dewey? Let's see this one. This one's got a Dewey on it. I actually, Dragoda, do you want to know how much of a nerd I was? I volunteered at the at our school library in grade 7. I became like bestest friends with the librarian, Mrs. Darling, and she used to save books for me so that I could read them later. And extra geeky, I had a huge library myself, and I Dewey Decimaled my entire library. I sat there one weekend and figured out everything that was in my library and Dewey Decimaled it. Yeah, that's how geeky I was, and didn't have cable or video games. The Dark Brand, and this is another one of those westerns. Dude was a total creep and got kicked out of his order. No way! I didn't know that, Combs. That's horrible, but interesting at the same time. 1963. So another one of these pulp westerns from 1963, running now. Last time I went to the library, the book I wanted was in the wrong spot. The staff were shocked that I understood how to find and put away the books. I mean, it's not that hard. It's a number system, but it's kind of cool. There are tons of these Avalon. She really like these Avalon ones. At Your Own Risk. The case against chiropractic. Interesting. Chiropractic theory and practice are not based upon the body of basic knowledge related to health, disease, and healthcare that has been widely accepted by the scientific community. Moreover, irrespective of its theory, the scope and quality of chiropractic education do not prepare the practitioner to make an adequate diagnosis and provide appropriate treatment. 1968 report, U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. Interesting. This is another discard. And there are millions of Americans who are seeing chiropractors. Yes, most people, including many under treatment, do not know what a doctor of chiropractor is and what he's taught. So this was from 1969. 1969. The case. Are they? I got to school early so I could go to the library and get a book. I love that. So chiropractic care. $2 running now. There's a move in modern libraries to move away from Dewey because it's not a good system, just the oldest, most used. Yeah, I think my university library had a totally different system that I never bothered to actually like figure it out. I just, you just follow it, right? It was numbers and letters. And oh, this one looks cool. The Crow Indians. I know they say Indians on it, but this is another library discard. It's even, let's see. Reissued 1956, originally published in 1935, printed in the United States. Preface to the reissue. Since the theme of this book is the Aboriginal Crow culture, which has inevitably disintegrated with the dying off of the older generation and the spread of education, there is little to add to the former edition beyond a few up-to-date statistical facts and a brief reference to 2 alien religious movements. What the fork? The resident population of Crow Indians at the time in question, 1953, was 2,309, which might be added 926 non-residents registered as eligible for enrollment in the tribe. The residents are predominantly full blood. Oh, God. Cash income of 400 resident families totaled $1,712,308. The average family income was $3,643. As for the new cults, they are a Sundance religion that is not a revival of the ceremony described in this book. Woo! Okay, so this is a 1935 study by a white man of the Crow Indians in the United States. So this is a white man's perspective, as far as I can tell. So take it as that. But if you're interested in that sort of history, it is going to be running now. I can never find the book I wanted, Indigo. Yes, Indigo drives me nuts. Indigo drives me nuts because, like, it's not logical the way they move things around. The Crow Indians is running now. Hi, I said Groovy. Do I ever get old AA books or inspirational ones? Yeah. Angie, can you message me later? Because we have our own personal collection, but we have doubles, so I can always look through the doubles. And I also have a whole collection of Al-Anon books too. So if there's anything you're interested in, let me know. They're current. Some of them might be in boxes because, the the flood, but there's might be some. I think the one bookshelf we had them on that was downstairs wasn't part of the flood. So yeah, I if I see those kind of books, I grab. Rake's Progress, the gay. I don't think they mean that. Yeah, you should be proud, and he should be proud of himself too. Good for him. And good for you for supporting him. The Gay and Dramatic Adventures of Major Dennis Rake, MC, the Reluctant British Wartime Agent. This actually sounds kind of interesting. I don't think they mean gay in the same way. The 1968, written in 1968. So Rake's Progress is what it's called. I love this cover. This is an ex libris as well. A spy is a tough, lonely, unhappy individual. That point has been made time and time again in books over the last years. But here is a truly funny book about a gentle, congenial, dapper little spy who hated being alone. Dennis Rake, former circus performer and music hall entertainer, floundered ashore on the Nazi-occupied French Riviera with a radio transmitter strapped to his back in May 1942. He had been put through the training scheme given to all SOE agents, but had charmingly refused most of the courses on the grounds of old age. He was 40 and dislike of physical activities. He describes his hilarious adventures in occupied France with the same disarming innocence and cheerfulness with which he experienced them at the time. He stumbles from one tight corner to another, but all the time, incredibly, manages to transmit a constant stream of invaluable information from the Maquis, which was the Resistance, to London. And if you are a Star Trek fan, the Maquis is named after that Resistance. That's where they got the name. All right, so the funniest story of the war, Second World War. I'm actually curious to read this. This would make a good show, wouldn't it? Has someone bought the right option? Okay, next one. We have The Black Hole of Calcutta. Oh dear Lord. Do I have any kids' books? Dream It Thrifty. I may indeed. I do not know. This is six boxes of books. Isn't it so cute? 6 boxes of books from this estate sale that I haven't looked at in 4 years. So literally looking, and I actually, when I went to this estate sale, I just took all the books and went boom really fast. Yeah, so the Maquis is named after the French Resistance, because that was their name, the Maquis. So this is, everyone has heard of the Black Hole of Calcutta, but Noel Barber brings the story of that Gehenna vividly to life as it has not been presented for a century. In 1756 came a siege by 50,000 Indians of Fort William, the British East India Company's stronghold. Now, please note there is some, as you can see, there's some damage here. This is an ex libris, so someone probably spilled some of their coffee on it. Looks like it's an ex libris. Yep, there we go. It's ex libris. And this was published in 1966. So this is the history by a white man, please note. Written by a white man of the Black Hole of Calcutta, which was an uprising that occurred in Calcutta against the East India, the British East India Company. She's got an interesting assortment here, doesn't she? All right, and the next one up is La Petite. Ooh, look how pretty that is. It's a pretty cover. Everything smells nice. It smells booky. This one's probably ex libris too. 1959. The Life of Louise de la Valliere. First printing. 1959. Ooh, there's a picture. There's a picture. Where did it go? Don't you hate that when you flip through? Oh, there we go. Nearly got it. Nearly there. Nearly headless. There we go. There she is. It is so much fun, isn't it? So there she is. and her children, Anne Marie and Louise. So Louise de la Valliere, and I don't know anything about her, so I'm not going to look it up because nobody got time for that. But actually, it doesn't look like it's ex libris. It's yeah. So La Petite. Oh no, it is ex libris. Look at that. Biography 944.3. All right, running it now. I love this cover though. Isn't the cover pretty? I just think the cover itself is gorgeous. The information inside is probably just as gorgeous and interesting. I wonder if she was like a mistress to the king. She probably was. The Love, oh my God, The Love Machine. The Love Machine. Bow, chicky, wow, wow, chicky, wow, wow. Okay, welcome in, Jessica. You came at the right time. She probably already left. She's like, oh, I'm not staying around for this. This woman's crazy. 1969. It's literally called The Love Machine by Jacqueline Susan. Let's flip to a page. Let's see. Let's flip to a page. Okay, he shook his head. She was gone when I woke up. I just remember she wore orange lipstick. I wear orange lipstick. His eyes widened with disbelief. She nodded mutedly. It's insane. I was doing the news there. Jesus, are you following me? She felt outraged with anger and humiliation. Before she realized it, her hand lashed out across his face. His smile was sad. I guess I deserve that. You must really hate me, Maggie. All these days we've been together and I never remembered. I don't hate you, she said coldly. I hate myself. I hate all women who act like sentimental idiots or lose control. I'm sorry I hit you. You're not worth it. Don't try to be hard. It's not your natural behavior. How do you know what my natural behavior is? How can you know anything about me? You've made love to me twice and don't remember. Who are you to tell anyone what I am? Who are you? What are you? I don't know. I really don't know. Then he turned and left the apartment. And that is the end of chapter 19. All right, The Love Machine. The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. The Love Machine. It's a book about something that happened and he didn't remember her, even though she wore orange lipstick. He remembered that part. You know, spoiler alert. How can you not know? We made love twice and all you remember is my lipstick. I'm sorry I hit you. You weren't worth it. The Adversary, a novel by Jan Widgery. Her name is actually Widgery. Oh, there she is. There's Jan Widgery. She kind of looks like a Widgery, doesn't she? If Widgery could look like a person. I'm freezing. Am I freezing? Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay. I seem to be okay now. Let me know if I'm freezing, because I'm freezing on the one screen. Okay, good. Ooh, there's clippings. Let's see. Movie tells of a daring escape. Bartlett. Elvis Presley's widow is making her film debut in the movie. So there's this. There's a clipping of that. And then there's also a clipping of Jimmie Rodgers is still trying to rebuild his career from 1982. I don't know who Jimmie Rodgers is, but good for him. All right, those are going back in there if somebody buys this. Set in the 9th century England at a time when the Danish Northmen were beginning their devastating raids on the West Anglian coast, laying waste to farmlands, yada, yada, yada. It is basically the story of a young English earl whose idealism is challenged by forces both subtle and crude. The author covers only a few intense weeks in his life and the lives of a handful of people, especially his half-brother and the woman they both love. Ooh, 1966. 1966. Ex Libris. You've been cataloging your books using Library Thing? Ooh, that is so cool. Library Thing. The Adversary. The Adversary, about when the Danish raids of East Anglia, so pre-1066. The Great World, Portraits and Scenes from Greville's Memoirs from 1814 to 1860. Ooh, this would be really interesting if you love history. This is another library discard. I think they're mostly going to be library discards. 1963. This was from Long Branch Public Library. I love this. You know when the edges are all like kind of, they're not perfect. I don't know why I love books like that. But they're just so cute. Okay, let's see. Can we look at the cover? We can't see the cover. No, the jacket is well and truly on there, and I'm not going to peel it off. Okay, so this is a discard. I know, it's so I love it. All right, so this is from Greville's Memoirs, June 14th, 1839. After the death of George II, someone asked if the Princess Emily, whose virtue was not thought immaculate, was to have guards. George Selwyn said, one every now and then. November 26, 1839, the Queen, Victoria, wrote to all her family and announced her marriage to them. Then she saw the Duchess of Gloucester in town and told her she was to make her declaration the next day. The Duchess asked her if it was not a nervous thing to do. She said, yes, but I did a much more nervous thing a little while ago. What was that? I proposed to Prince Albert. And there's nothing exciting in here. Okay, Mannheim, June 29th, 1843. I went to Frankfurt yesterday, went to see the Jews Street, the most curious part of the town. It was very narrow, the houses all of great antiquity. We had the good luck to see the mother of the Rothschilds, and a curious contrast she presented. The Rothschilds were like super rich. Hi, welcome in, Melody. The house she inhabits appears not a bit better than any of the others. It is the same dark and decayed mansion in this narrow, gloomy street, and before this wretched tenement, a smart caleche was standing, fitted up with blue silk, and a footman in blue livery was at the door. Presently the door opened, and the old woman was seen descending a dark, narrow staircase. The family allow her 4,000 lira a year, and they say she never in her life has been out of Frankfurt, and never inhabited any other house than this, in which she is resolved to die. Okay, so this is the Memoirs of Greville, who was a Lord Charles Cavendish Fulk Greville of the famous English family of poets and politicians. He moved in inner circles of politics during the turbulent years of England and Europe, 1814 to 1860. So if you would like to read his actual diary entries, some of them might be very boring, some of them might be interesting. It's all in here. How is everyone doing today? As we go through this, this is the first box. Let's see if there's any, what else do we have in here? Ooh, there's the cover. Everything is covered in plastic. She was a librarian to her core, so everything was covered in plastic. This is the Huronian edition of the Champlain Road, issued to commemorate the tercentenary of the glorious and tragic martyrdom of the Jesuit missionaries during the conquest of Huronia by its hereditary enemy, the Iroquois. It is a slightly shorter presentation of the inspiring story, which won for its author, yada, yada, yada. The background of Champlain Road is the two climatic years of the death struggle of the Huron nation from 1848 to 1849. Against which Mr. McDowell set an historical romance of rare charm. Okay, an historical romance that's based on the massacre of the Jesuits and the killing of the Huronians too. Yeah, she probably did. She probably did take the weeded books home. So, if you like historical romances that are based on massacres, this is the book for you. This is a Canadian massacre, so this is even historical romance based on the events leading up to the massacre. No takers. Quelle surprise. Okay, next. A gun for Johnny Deere. We got another one of these pulp westerns. Johnny Deere knew he was heading for trouble when he rode into Star City on Saturday afternoon. He was going to take Linda Holison to the big dance. He's going to take Linda to the big dance. 1963. Yeah, exactly. It would put it in well, I mean it's fiction, historical romance fiction. Yeah, old lady exactly. Okay. Running this one, another pulp pulp fiction western from the 60s. And but hardcover cuz it'd be fancy. It's so fancy. You don't even know. Ooh, this one's really heavy actually. This is so weird. It's like westerns and then we have for all my grandchildren some reminiscences of Her Royal Highness Princess Alice, Countess of Atholl. Now Princess Alice these are unique in that they are written by a member of the royal family who lived for nearly 20 years in the reign of her grandmother Queen Victoria, but is still active today. She was born in 1883 in Windsor Castle. So this was written in, if you like oh look, there's now he was Governor General of Canada, so they came over to Canada as governor general, and I guess kind of like first lady. This was written in 1966. This is the fourth printing. Yes, they're very tame. Some of them. Ooh, what's this? What is? Oh, it's of course. She's got to prove her lineage. She's got to prove who she's related to. So you get the Royal House of Denmark and the Royal House of Windsor all in here. All right, so this is Princess Alice and her memoirs. And we're running that one now. Princess Alice's memoirs. Her Royal Highness Princess Alice. Another ex libris. She traveled the world. She got to see a lot. That's pretty cool. Her husband was given a job, so she got something to do. All right, this one looks heavy. Yeah, and it's just at the wine, but I'll leave it there. Okay, this is What's Past is prologue, the memoirs of Vincent Massey, who was a Canadian, was one of Canada's most distinguished citizens, born into a family of wealthy industrialists, not far removed from the sturdy pioneer roots. He had the strength. St. Andrews College, the University of Toronto, yada, 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 both destined life and public service. He was stood for election as Liberal candidate in 1925. He had steep opposition. He served as Canada's first minister to Washington in the era of President Calvin Coolidge and Herbert Hoover, etc., etc. Vincent Massey. Vincent Massey, starting now. This is written by Vincent Massey, the memoirs of Vincent Massey, Canadian politician. All right. You know, all those books fit into the exact same size box, but somehow I've managed to mess that up. All right, now they don't fit in the other box the same size, but whatever. Okay, oh, what's this one? It's green. It's a green book. Oh, and it's upside down. Ooh. This one look at this, Ethel Waters. This is, this one's His Eye is on the Sparrow, an autobiography by Ethel Waters with Charles Samuels, 1951. First Canadian edition, 1951. Ethel Waters, look at her and her performances. So this was her. Oh, look at that. There's the back cover too. Ethel Waters. Ethel Waters. Yeah, 1952. The first stanza of Chinese Blues is by Fred D. Moore. Oh, there must have something here. So she starts off by saying, I was never a child. I was never coddled or liked or understood by my family. I never felt I belonged. I was always an outsider. I was born out of wedlock, but that had nothing to do with all this. To people like mine, a thing like that just didn't mean much. Nobody brought me up. I just ran wild as a little girl. I was bad, always the leader of the street gang and stealing and general hell raising. By the time I was 7, I knew all about sex and life in the raw. I could outcurse any stevedore and took sadistic pleasure in shocking people. My mixed blood explains this partially, I think. My maternal great-grandfather was Albert Harris, a native of India. My great-grandmother was a slave, but very fair. And Albert Harris had to buy her from her owner before he could marry her. Oh, good God. That made their 5 children freeborn according to the law. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is but I'm sure if you look her up, Ethel Waters is probably fascinating. So this is the autobiography of Ethel Waters from the 1950s, and she was clearly an actress on, looks like, plays and in movies. All right, this one looks interesting to look up. All right, they all are kind of interesting. Cambodia. The Search for Security. What an interesting collection this woman has. In Cambodia, The Search for Security, Michael Leifer seeks to account for Cambodia's changing policy and for the unconventional conduct of its head of state, Prince Norodom Sihanouk, the man who embodies Cambodia. Okay, this is also from Mimico Library, another ex libris. And it is 1967. 1967, History of Cambodia, running now. Looks like this guy was really a historical. He loved the history and politics of Asia. I can't even speak this morning. Sorry, everyone. Ooh, The Complete Book of Winter Sports, newly revised edition. The authoritative guide to skiing, skating, and all the thrilling sports and activities of the wonderful season of snow and ice. This is another ex libris library discard. This was written in, survey says, 1963. This was published in 1971. Let's see if we got pictures. There's the back. Let's see. There's got to be pictures in here. What's the point if there's no pictures? Oh, there's like all kinds of diagrams, snowshoeing. Sailing. Oh, ice sailing. Okay, I was like, what? I would not want to sail. All right, so winter sports. Running now. Winter sports is running now. All right, thanks for looking at all of those. We've got another box empty. Woo! Let me just move this. Now, do you want me to do, am I frozen? Oh gosh. Do you want me to do another box from row number 1 or a box from row number 2? You let me know. I'm going to move this box while you guys decide. BRB. Oh, this is heavy. This is really heavy. So heavy. Over here you go. And what's the verdict? 2. Okay. Number 2. Thank you, everybody. And grab my empty box. Just put it beside it. And here we go. Okay. All right. Let's move a little bit faster, Kim. All right. An economic geography of East Africa. How the people of East Africa make a living when and with the difference between one part of the region and another in this report. Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda paying particular attention to their distribution and ranges from subsistence agricultural to tourism. 1967. 1967, another library discard. This one, an economic geography. So a study of the economics of East Africa in the 1960s. Fascinating. All right. Running now. We're going to try and run faster through these today, if I can do it. All right. Thanks for looking at that one. Next, Dorothy Eden, the Millionaire's Daughter. This is a really pretty jacket, isn't it? And it's been covered with plastic, so it's been well cared for. Yeah, the inside cover isn't that exciting. I love the jacket. All right, this is another library discard from 1974. Dorothy Eden, the Millionaire's Daughter, obsessed by the grim poverty of his youth in London, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is fiction. Every weeded book. Yes, I think so. Or she may have been really interested in all of these. I don't think if she took out, there are a lot of books that I got from this auction, this estate sale auction, but she probably took whatever nobody else would take. Across the Top of Russia, the cruise of the USCGC Northwind into the polar seas north of Siberia. There's the guy who wrote this. And this is from Toronto Township Public Library, 1967. All right, these are very, very specific. And that's running now. It will in a sec. There we go. It's running now. Across the Top of Russia in a submarine. Looks like, is it a submarine? Looks like, maybe it's not. Ooh, The Age of Mackenzie King, The Rise of the Leader. Anyone interested in penetrating the mystery which has surrounded the career of Canada's most controversial political figure will find this study a fascinating picture of the late Right Honourable William Lyon Mackenzie King and the Canadian political scene during the first 20 years of this century. Interesting. Yes, definitely held on to every single thing. Somebody did. That's what happens when you have a library discover. First published in 1955, and it doesn't have another date, so first published in 1955. The Age of Mackenzie King, another Canadian political history book, running now. The Rise of the Leader. All right, thanks for looking at that. What do we have next? Okay, Tamburlaine the Conqueror. Oh, look, that's really pretty. Tamburlaine the Conqueror by Hilda Cookham. Medieval and, oh my gosh. The legendary figure of Tamburlaine is generally thought of in a single poetic image. He rides in triumph, yada, yada, yada. So, this is about Tamburlaine the Conqueror, written in, survey says, 1962. First printed 1962. Tamburlaine the Conqueror. He looks pretty intense, doesn't he? And that's running now. Okay. I wouldn't mess with him. He don't look like he's a happy friend. Hello, everyone. All right. The Reality of Monarchy. It's a pretty cover. Is it also purple? It is. It is a purple cover inside, too. Look at that purple that is. Oh, wait, it's coming off there. We can see. Oh, look how nice that is. Does that please come off? Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of residue that's left. That is so purple. Holy cow. That is great. Never before the royalty has been portrayed here. The unique opportunity to follow the Queen to all her public engagements, yada, yada, yada. 1970. 1970. All right. I'm running now. Touch and Run. The Reality of Monarchy is running now. I do like the cover. The cover's my favorite part. I know it's such a royal color, and it's such a vibrant It's been covered this entire time, right? So that purple is just so vibrant still after like 50 years. Okay, 60 years. I guess nearly 60 years. Ooh. I better double check the weight on this one. Oh, yeah, it's all right. Yep. The Sonnet, edited by Robert somebody, a comprehensive anthology of British and American sonnets from the Renaissance to the present. Written in 1965. Okay, we have to read a sonnet. Let's find a short one. Let's see. No, a shorter one. Is there such a thing as a short sonnet? Let's see. There doesn't seem to be a short anything. The Door. Okay, from The Quest. Out of it steps the future of the poor, enigmas, executioners, and rules, Her Majesty in a bad temper, or the red-nosed fool who makes a fool of fools. Great persons eye it in the twilight for a past it might so carelessly let in. A widow with a missionary grin, the foaming inundation at a roar. Oh, good Lord. Okay, the sonnet. A whole bunch of sonnets. You can find yourself a sonnet in here. Sonnetville is, all the sonnets you could ever need are in this anthology. Flashbacks to university for me. Holy cow. All right, I think I'm going to put the books the other way this time. Maybe they'll fit better. The last way I did it was not smart. All right, next up. Oh, look at this. I love this cover. Wait, I love this cover. Look how cute that is. It's not so cute on this side, but I like this side. All right, let's see. Long Branch Public Library discard. Lake Ontario. Ooh, it's about Lake. Why is it so? When I think Lake Ontario, I do not think pink. But okay. Oh, the American Lake series, Lake Ontario. What are you talking about? I mean, North America. I get that. 1945. Printed in the United States. First edition. This book is dedicated to my friends in Oswego and Rochester who guard lofty historic traditions with delight of their communities and their joyful education of their children, generation unto generation. Who can breathe such air without feeling his very soulful expand? Oh, dear Lord. The smallest of the Great Lakes, Ontario leads them all in its wealth of historic and human associations. So it's basically mostly about the American side, because there's like Erie Canal, southeast view of Sackett's Harbor. I think she was a public librarian, Dragoda. I think she was like in Etobicoke, a public librarian in Etobicoke. So 1945, first edition, history of, from the Americans' point of view. You can see that there. From the Americans' point of view, 1945, the paper is so soft. When it's like really thin, because it's 1945, it's wartime, so the paper is like super thin and soft. I don't know. I like it so much, and I like this cover. I think the cover's pretty. Pretty cover. Okay, next. Paddle to the Amazon. Anyone want to? The ultimate 12,000-mile canoe adventure. And these are the guys that did it. They look a little worse for wear. Looks more like mug shots. Can you send us your mug shots? We'll use those. This says Don Starkle left and his son Dana show the strain of their 2-year voyage in these photographs taken in Brazil in May 1982. Jinx, do I have any books on Greeks, Romans, Byzantine era, or anything on ancient coins? Not yet, but Jinx, we could. Because this is the weirdest bunch of books. Wacky, wild stuff, and it's all Egyptian era. Not yet, but 2 years in a canoe. Well, you never know, because I'm unboxing today. But let me write that down. I'll tag you. I sell anything that's in a box. I sell just about everything, Jinx. Sorry. So Jinx is looking for basically Jinx with an X, Kim. Jinx, Canada. You're looking for basically older history. What about are you interested? There was a Roman book. In the last book show, books on historical times, ancient era, books on equines. There was a book about an ancient in Asia. Hang on. Ooh, it was in this last box we just went through. I'm over here just looking in the box. Where's that guy? Where's that guy? I don't know how ancient he is because I didn't read too far, but where is he? No, that's not it. He's going to be the last book I see. He was pretty, wasn't this early on, was he? Oh, Memories Wall. No. Yeah, no, that wasn't. Was it? 9th century. Nope, that's the 9th century. Hang on, we're getting there. Rakes, Black Gold, Calcutta. That's 17th, 18th century. I mean, where's that guy? Now I can't find it. Did I do it in just this box? Oh, there it is. It's in this box. It wasn't in the last box. It was in this box. Okay, so there is this one about Tamburlaine the Conqueror. I don't know when he was conquering. Tamburlaine the Conqueror. Campaigns against Moguls. 1400s. So no, not old. No, I'm in Canada. This one's 2. This is 2. I'll run it just in case. Or you can always ask me to put it aside. So I'll run it now, but yeah, no worries. I'll just put it aside. Let me know. We'll come back to it. But you never know. And I can just tag you when I put stuff aside. What I can do, Jinx, to make your life easier is I will put a pile aside of any that are that don't sell that are ancient, or I'll tag you. Because it's a mishmash because this is all from an estate sale from 4 years ago. Yeah, so I'll put this one aside and hold it for you, and then I'll tag you. Yeah, I'll put it aside and then I'll tag you when I've got a pile going. Yeah. You're in Windsor. I'm in Hastings, which is about 30 minutes from Peterborough, 2 hours from Toronto. Going east. Some a ways from you, but not that far. Okay, so this one is The True History of Lord Beaverbrook. Which I know you were all thinking, yes, I'll definitely let you know. Thanks for asking. Always happy to he was the Minister of Aircraft Production in 1942. Look how happy he looks to be the Minister of Aircraft Production. I mean, that was an important job. First published 1965. So I know all of you have been thinking, I wish I had a book about Lord Beaverbrook. Good news. You can have a book about Lord Beaverbrook. And you too can. Does this not look like Monty Python, Ministry of Silly Walks? Does it not look like he's about to do that? No, I'm sorry, it's not silly enough. The Unknown Country, Hutchinson. This one's older. Canada and Her People. Port Credit Public Library. Look at this whole. Books may be retained for 2 weeks. 4 cents a day will be charged if held longer. Any book returned marked, spotted, or in any way injured, the borrower shall pay the value of the book. Ooh, I love this. Okay, Unknown Country. When was this written? Bruce Hutchison. Not related to me then. 1942. This was republished in 1943. This is An Unknown Country, Canada and Her People. It's got pictures. It got pickers. It's got some pictures in there. So 1943, History of Canada. This author says in his introduction, "No one knows my country, neither the stranger nor its own sons. My country is hidden in the dark and teeming brain of youth upon the eve of manhood. My country has not found itself, nor felt its power, nor learned its true place, all its visions and doubts and hopes and dreams. It is strength and weakness, despair and joy, and the wild confusions and restless strivings of a boy who is past his boyhood but is not yet a man. We have not yet felt the full pulse of its heart, the flex of its muscles, the pattern of its mind, for we are young, my brothers, and full of doubt, and we have listened too long to timid men. But now our time is come and we are ready." Oh my gosh, that's intense. Okay. This is the book. Written in 1942, republished in 1943, ex libris, about Canada and how its potential. Yay, Dragota! Thank you so much. Rerun Lake Ontario. Yes, absolutely. Oop, hang on a second. I just need to do something here. Boop, 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 boop. I had a plan to make this whole thing work better for me, and you know what? I forgot my plan. There we go. All right, and then Alt Tab. No, Alt Tab, Tab. There we go. Back we go. All right. Dragota, thank you so much. All right, that's coming to you. And Lake Ontario. Right. Lake Ontario. Where is Lake Ontario? There's Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario. This one is all about Lake Ontario. And starting now. Lake Ontario is running now. This one's very cool too. With the soft paper. The paper's so soft. Thank you, Dragota. I'll tab, and print. I think I did that right. Yes. Okay, I did it right. Yes, thank you so much, Dragota, for your purchases. Now, hang on. I covered up the box that's for this. Wasn't very smart of me. Okay, there we go. Now I can do it. Brain fart. There we are. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, another Western. Another Avalon Western. Another Ex Libris Avalon Western. It does have folds in there. I'm just going to run this one really quickly as a small for one doll hair. No, it won't let me just do that. There we go. All right. Another 1960s pulp Western fiction Ex Libris running now. A lot of these. All right, next up we have William Faulkner, The Achievement of William Faulkner. Ooh, I want to learn more. In The Achievement of William Faulkner, yada yada, Michael Milgate sees Faulkner as a great novelist who must be considered not in purely Southern or even American terms, but in context of the whole tradition of the novel, yada yada. Okay, so this is a examination of William Faulkner, the author, and this was written in 1966 and goes through all of his work, including The Sound and the Fury, and all of his work, and it's basically an analysis of William Faulkner. So if you're a William Faulkner fan, you might want this book. You have a Great Lake history section. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that, Dragota. Your library must be amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for looking at that, everybody. Okay, next up we have The Parents of Oscar Wilde. Oh, okay. This is a book about the parents of Oscar Wilde. Oh, that's what they look like. Sir William and Lady Wilde. This is another Ex Libris, another library discard written, first printed in 1967. The parents of Oscar Wilde. The things that people write about. The people write about everything, including the parents of Oscar Wilde. Okay. Next, we have Beyond Vietnam. Ooh, interesting. The United States and Asia. A distinguished scholar analyzes the failures of our foreign policy in Asia and makes fundamental proposals for its revision to avoid other Vietnams. Well, nobody took any notice of what you had to say, buddy. Unfortunately, because you're in another Vietnam now. 1967, reprinted twice. This is the fourth printing in 1968. It's another library discard. This one is a warning to America in the 60s about not repeating Vietnam. But clearly no one listened. Well, some people listened, but then other people have not listened. Okay, that goes in here. Next, I Love You, Irene by McKinley Cantor. Herewith he illuminates the great love in which came into his own life when he was very young. I told myself no. Set forth as a novel in plan and management, I Love You, Irene bristles. It bristles with intimate excitement of the first 28 months the Cantors spend together. Aw, it's the first 28 months of their relationship. It's very sweet. 1972, I Love You, Irene. Aw, it bristles. It bristles with their love. It's bristling. It's bristling with love. It's actually quite sweet. Aw. I Love You, Irene. Okay, what's next? From Sea Unto Sea, The Road to Nationhood, Volume 4 of the Canadian History series, edited by Thomas B. Costain. This one is from 1850 to 1910. Please note that it does have some staining here. It is Ex Libris. It's from Library Discard. From Central Adult. So this is a W.G. Hardy, Road to Nationhood, 1850 to 1910, Canadian history book, running now. 1850 to 1910, Canadian history. All right, no worries. Next, We Band of Brothers, a memoir of Robert F. Kennedy. What? Edwin got met in. Okay. So this is a memoir by someone who knew Robert F. Kennedy, Edwin Guthman. Published in, 1971. There's a picture of him and Bobby Kennedy. So this is a memoir of Bobby Kennedy by one of the people who worked closely with him. That's kind of sad. Bobby Kennedy. When I was young, I had a crush on the Kennedys. I wasn't alive when they were alive, but I had a crush on the Kennedys. Quite convinced that. And then look how his son turned out. Red Men in Blue. Another one of these. Another library discard from the Mimico Public Library from the 1960s. I'm sure. Am I correct? Yes, 1960. Another pulp Western fiction running for $1 now. Eventually. There we go. Now it's running. Pulp Western, another Ex Libris. There are people who actually, I did not know this until I started selling books and learning more about it, like looking it up and stuff. I didn't realize there are people who purposely collect and find more value in books that have been library discards, which I find fascinating. The Yukon River Trail Guide. Ooh. by Archie Satterfield. You can now thrill to the same sights and spectacles that greeted more than 100,000 gold-crazed prospectors as they rushed towards the Klondike in 1897 to 1898. So this is about the adventurous boater who has a lively spirit and a copy of this book. So if you would like to have an adventure, you can go on the Yukon River Trail Guide from 1975. It's a full guide to all along the Yukon River from 1975. That's kind of cool. I want to do that. I want to go to the Yukon and ride on a boat. The Yukon River Trail Guide from 1975. This is very cool. So cool. Okay. What else do we got? Back to the Top of the World. Look how pretty this cover is. That's a really pretty cover. Over 20 years ago, he published a novel, Eskimo, Life at the Top of the World, about which Thomas Band said, a gripping work which enables the reader to gain insight into an entirely new world. Okay, so this is a book written by a white man about the Inuit, calling them Eskimos. Unless it's from a part of the world where they still do call themselves Eskimos. But Back at the Top of the World, we're going to run that for a doll hair, small book, running now. It's very pretty. I like the cover, though. The cover is amazing. All right. Another book by a white man about other people. Okay, Henry VIII. What is it? Divorce, married and died. Divorce, divorce, beheaded and died. Divorce, beheaded, survived. This was published in, there is 6 Wives. 1950. It was first published in 1929 and republished published in 1950. As you can see, ex-library book, discard book, about King Henry VIII. He was divorced, then he beheaded her, then she died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And Henry VIII, I had 6 lovely wives. Some of them say I ruined their lives. Mustang Trail. Oh, here we go. A AAA Western classic. Not just your average Western classic. This is a AAA Western classic. All right, running this AAA Western classic, Mustang Trail, is running now. 1933. Written in 1933, republished in 1959. All right, the study of Crete, the Crete Island. It's a portrait of the Crete, which Greeks and Cretans recognize at a personal view for the Greeks, yada, yada. Okay, this one, it starts with the Byzantine, Roman, and Arab Crete and works all the way through Venetian. So this is a history of Crete. History of Crete, running now. History of Crete was published in 1965. First published 1965. All right, put that over there. The Saga of Billy the Kid. Ooh, look how cool this. Look at the Saga of Billy the Kid. I wonder what the cover looks like. Oh, she's covered in plastic, so it's well preserved, but I can't look at it. This is another library discard, and it has been repaired. Yeah, I put it in the old history pile, just in case Jinx is interested. This is the story of the West's most celebrated desperado, Billy the Kid. He was a young, good-looking, amiable, and quiet, but in a deadly age, he was the deadliest. Before he died at the age of 21, he claimed to have killed a man, not counting Indians, for every year of his life, and he was not given to bragging. So this was published in copyright 1925, 1926, but this was published in 1952. The Saga of Billy the Kid. This is actually quite cool. The Saga of Billy the Kid. Running that now. I love this on the back cover. The jacket is really quite cool. Really lovely jacket. Okay, that's it for that box. Woo! Do I go to row number 1 or row number 2? I'm going to put this back over here if I can stand up. Row number 1 or row number 2, you folks decide. Well, I just move this over. Oh. Ooh, that's heavy. I have some world history books in my collection. Ooh, shipwreck books. That's cool. All right, which would you prefer? Row number 1? Row number 1 it is. Row number 1. Oh dear, this one's super heavy. Holy moly, what's in here? Maybe it's rocks instead of books, because oh, that one was super heavy. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's a big books. Oh, this is cool. This is not a big book. This is I don't know what it is. Is it it hangs? I wonder if it's calendar. Is it a calendar? It is. It's a 1967 calendar of ships. It looks like 1967 calendar, but it's all shipping. Oh, no, maybe not. This says Hamburg Harbor. Oh, it's all the city of Hamburg. So city office buildings in 1960s. You have shipwreck stories. I wouldn't be surprised if we find a shipwreck book today. It's all 1967 calendar of Hamburg, Germany, 1967, running now. Really cool piece of ephemera. 1967. How cool is that? Okay. Some more ephemera in here. Let's just see what this is. Any of this worthy of? I'm just quickly smooshing through this because some of it looks like it's just clippings, and I don't want to run a whole bunch of clippings right now. All right, we're going to hold on to that. So we have, this does need to be pushed down, but this is, oh, there's another chocolate coconut pie recipe. It does need to be smoothed back out again. Quality Pro hardware, and it's for 1973. So there's another recipe that just went fly. 1973 calendar. 1973 calendar. So I'll run that for 2. There we go. 1973 calendar running now. With recipes. Ooh. That's pretty cool. All right, you can go back. I'm gonna fold you down, and we're gonna put you in a heavy book so that it flattens you out because you're misbehaving. There we go. All right. Just gonna flatten that out in a second. Oh my dear Lord. Rand McNally World Atlas Family Edition. Oh, there's look at all the clippings that are in this. All right, I'm going to pull out all these clippings. We can deal with those tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, clippings tomorrow. I wonder how many. She was also a queen of clippings, so there's probably more in here. There is. These pictures are awesome. Oh, the graphics. The graphics are awesome in this. Look at these amazing. Oops, there goes, see, more amazing maps and amazing maps in this one. Okay, this one is super heavy. Let me just double check the weight. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to create a list. Oh, it's going to take me forever to do this, isn't it? All right. We're gonna product action. Oh, come on. It's freezing now. Figures. I'll do it on here. Oh, no, there we go. Pin. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. We're just slightly over 4 pounds, so we will survive. All right. Running now for this Rand McNally World Atlas Family Edition, probably from the 1960s. Didn't even look at the date, did I? 1972. So as old as me. Ancient. Okay, what else do we have here? More papers. The Desert Realm, Lands of Majesty and Mystery. All right, this will stay in extra large. And this is, oh, there's some gorgeous pictures in here. Let me just look at the date on this one. Desert Realm, 1982, National Geographic Society. So National Geographic coffee book about deserts. And she covered all of her books in plastic to protect the jackets. So the jacket is in excellent condition. Running that now, $3 for the Desert Realm. Oh, geez, I'm gonna stab myself one of these days with one of these books. Keep hitting myself with it. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Next we have, oh, this may be of interest. No, this one's got, no, this one's, no, it's all messed up. So no. Ooh, Chevalier, Maurice Chevalier, the films and career of Maurice Chevalier, and she's got, of course, she's got stuff in there. Look at this. Early film star Maurice Chevalier. It's another library discard. We'll double check the weight. Okay, that'll go in large. Boop. Yeah, it would be a great book for a film lover. Yep, I'm frozen for a second here. Please hold. Someone will be with you shortly. There we go. Pin. And then I can run for $3 for 10 seconds. All right, Maurice Chevalier, the film star, early film star Maurice Chevalier. Ooh, the Dictionary of Birds in Color. Oh my goodness. That is extra large and in charge. Look how gorgeous this book is. Let me just pin. There we go. Okay, I'm going to run this for 3. So this is the Dictionary of Birds in Color. Whoop, there goes some more ephemera. She loved to shove all of her books, even inside. She loved to put lots of ephemera in her books. So the Dictionary of Birds in Color. I'm going to run that for 3. Boopity boop. Running now. Oop, there goes another piece of ephemera. Okay. Oh, and look, we have more birds. We have The Wonder of Birds. This is really, oh my gosh, look how pretty this is. That's just a close-up of a bird's wing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can't, there's no feel-o-vision, but this is actually embossed so that you can actually feel the feathers. Oh, that is so cool. I've never seen that before. In a book like this, a coffee book with embossing, so you can feel the feathers. This is the first edition, 250,000 copies. 1983 National Geographic Society. So this is a first edition. The first 250,000 copies of this book. All there's some more ephemera in there. Of all about birds, and it's a first edition. Hang on, let me show you. Get to that page gently. Nope, that's the page there. Yeah, there it is. First edition. Okay, running this one. This one's also extra large. And we're going to run that for $3, 10 seconds. Very cool. It's got all that. It's actually embossed so you can feel the bird's feathers, which I've never seen before. Okay, and then we have What You Must See in the British Isles. In London, England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Over 75 notable landmarks, plus a reference map and detailed tourist directory. This is one of these pocket books you can take with you when you travel. Let's see. This was published in 1981, printed in Hong Kong. 1981, British Isles, all the places you should go to when you visit the British Isles. And we'll run that for $2, starting now. Yeah, it definitely uses a vacation planner. Like, it even has maps. But I mean, it is gorgeous, isn't it? So pretty. And guess what? We got another bird book. This one's going to be extra large. I'm going to pin that. And it's got tons of ephemera shoved in there. Okay, let's see. There's even more in here. Hang on. Pull it out. Ah! Okay, the ephemera is just falling everywhere. I give up. There's so much ephemera in this one. It's just all like clippings and stuff. Lots of clippings, including... Hello, Peacock. I have books about birds. So perfect timing. Let's see where the peacock is in here. Peacock. Pass or foil? No. Which kind of bird are you? Because these are all in like their genus. So I guess I got to look back here. Parrot, penguin, peacock. There we go. 21, page 21, page 154. Page 21 and 154. Page 21. There's your beak. Sorry, put all the going on. And what did I say? 154. Oops. 149, 153. There you go. You're with the turkeys and look at that. I'm just above you. There you go. That's me. That's you. On the same page with a turkey, though. We don't have a turkey person on Whatnot yet. Then we could complete that page. All right, 1979 Reader's Digest Association. The world's definition of birds. There was a dictionary of birds. There was another bird book, and this is you're from the Indian subcontinent. This one is just the genus. You came here for the poutine. Come for the poutine. Stay for the jokes. This goes back to medium, so we can go back to medium for a bit. We're almost done this box. Elliot Porter, Birds of North America, a personal selection. A personal selection. I selected the following birds. It's got a little bit of foxing there. All for fork's sakes, where's your 1975? I think, based on it doesn't say. Lots of color plates, really pretty pictures of birds. He's got a lot of pictures of birds in here. They're really pretty bird pictures. A selection of North American birds in pictures. Running now. There we go. Bird pictures. Oh, and some clippings. She loved to shove clippings everywhere. Okay, and then we have Natural Wonders of Canada. Natural Wonders of Canada, published in 1985. Birds with threatening auras. That's awesome. That's me. A bird with a threatening aura. Today I am not threatening. I'm just tired and achy and wanting to just I want to just go to bed, to be honest, but I can't. Ooh, this one's interesting. Chaim Potok's History of the Jews. All right, there's a lot of ephemera in here. We're just gonna shake it out. There's just way too much. Just gonna shake it out. There we go. Okay, so this is another extra large book. So I will pin that in a second. 1978, History of the Jews, 1978. Oh, it's reserved. I just lost a nail. You slept 11 hours. I was up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep because I'd forgotten to take one of my pills. And then I took the pill and now I'm feeling sleepy because I took the pill too late. So this is a History of the Jews. This one I would probably... Hi, Sandra. How are you? Extra large book. $3 starting now. Wandering, the History of the Jews. All right, I'm going to put that over here in this older history book. We did another box. Good news. Another box has bit the dust. Okay, I'm going to move this box over. I think, well, I'm going to have to take a little nap because I've got another show tonight. I'm doing ephemera tonight after I have dinner. I'll be back here to do ephemera. Unless the pain is way too much that I can't handle. Then I will have to delay, but I'm going to try to push through. So row number 1 or row number 2, which box should I take from next? Row number 2, Dorota says. Okay. Hang on. Row number 2. Row number 2. Hoo-ah. Hoo-ha. Uh-oh. This is the same lady's books. So thank you, Salmi Style You. All right, same lady's books. So now we seem to be into some more oh, this goes with the other one. Hang on. Okay, so 6 Gun Law. I got another wonderful Mimico Library discard. 1960s era pulp Western fiction running now. 6 Gun Law. Yeah, I mean, Dragota, when I was picking up all these books, I ran out. My vehicle wouldn't take any more weight, and there was another guy there who was a reseller, and so I just kept like offering him books, and then he had too many books, and his vehicle, he had a trailer, and it was like pushing down the wheels. It was a lot of books. There's a lot of books in this house. Like, I only got half the cookbooks, and I haven't seen any of those boxes yet. So, okay, this is the 7 Queens of England, which is a companion book to that 7 Kings of England book that we saw earlier from 1953, English history. Come on, there we go. Running now. 7 Queens of England. British history based on 7 different Queens of England. I forgot to bring the empty box over. Duh, Kim. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay, next. The Middle East, an introduction to the nations of the Middle East, their present problems, and their hopes for the future. Oh my goodness. The Middle East. When was this written? Besides the fact that the whole idea of the Middle East is a, colonial idea, but 1966. Oh, this is before all the stuff started happening. Oh my goodness. The Middle East. Oh my goodness gracious. Whatever happened to that woman with a huge greenhouse full of books? Ooh, There was a woman that had a greenhouse full of books. Did they fall on her? Maybe she made the piles too high? That would happen to me. If I had a place where I just had all my books, they'd have to be in piles. The land of the Chinese people. China, you mean? The land of the Chinese people. What the heck? Portraits of the Nation series. Oh, this one you were only allowed to take out for 1 week. China's importance in the world history and her contributions remains blah blah blah. It's imperative that young people know China for what it was, what it is, and what it may become. Oh, was this before? No, it's after the Glorious Revolution. Revised edition 1960, revised again in 1964. It was originally written in 1945 and then updated in 1951. So this is a revised edition. China and it's the land of the Chinese people. Okay, a white person's account. You have to do a new count of how many you got. She probably got tired of shipping. Probably. That happens to a lot of people. They come to Whatnot and then I assume she was on Whatnot. I lost a nail. And this book, The Queens of England Doesn't Want to Sit Upright. The Darkest Day, 1814. The Washington-Baltimore Campaign. And the White House burned, 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 and we're the ones that did it. It burned, 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 it burned and burned and burned. When Congress declared war on Great Britain in 1812, Americans called it President Madison's War. But when British ships began blockading the coast and British militia began pillaging the countryside, the states roused to action only to give ground in one small, humiliating defeat after another for the next 2 years. Then, on August 24th, 1814, American pride suffered a great blow, twice in one day. At, I can't read that because it's over top of the thing. Maryland, anyways, in Maryland, a British army made up of Wellington veterans put to flight the raw American militia. Worse, they marched into Washington and burned and looted the defenseless capital. My living is a library, a wall of books, plus my bedroom has a wall of books. Oh, that's so cool. So if you would like to read about the darkest day in the War of 1812 that didn't last, you can learn all about how the British defended Canada and said no to the Americans and burnt the White House. Good. Favorite part. The Americans ran and cried like a bunch of little babies, wah, 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 in the War of 1812. In 1812, we were just sitting around, minding our own business, putting crops into the ground. And then what is it? We took a boat to Washington and burned it to the ground. And the White House burned, 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 and we're, thank you, Dragoda, the ones that did it. Burned, 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 it burned and burned and burned. Ooh. Hockey's Greatest Stars, written by Frank Orr. I wonder if he's related to Bobby Orr. With the expansion of the National Hockey League's organization, hockey is quickly making its way to the forefront as the favorite American spectator sport. Author Frank Orr presents the stories of 22 of the greatest players on ice, from Eddie Shore and Howie Morenz, important players during the league's emergence, to Phil Esposito and Bobby Orr, the new young super players of today. This was discarded in 1982, written in 1970. 1970, History of Hockey. Hockey's Greatest Stars from 1970. And running now. 1970, History of Hockey. The National Hockey League, I should say. NHL. That's kind of cool one. That one's interesting. Next! Boot Heel Range. Oh my goodness. Boot Heel Range. Another one of these Pulp Fiction westerns from the 1960s, running now. Boot Heel Range. She did like her westerns, didn't she? She liked a lot of westerns. Oh, that Great Lucifer, a portrait of Sir Walter Raleigh. That Great Lucifer. Oh my goodness. Another public library discard. This one from the Village of Port Credit. 3 cents a day for adult books, 1 cent a day for children's book will be charged if overdue. And there's a picture of Sir Walter Raleigh and his son. And let's see, this was published in 1960. 1960. So another ex-library book. It does have some pictures inside. And this one I will run now. History, basically a biography of Sir Walter Raleigh. Okay, next up we have Compulsive Spy, The Strange Career of E. Howard Hunt. I'm not going to read all of that. 1974 spy book. 1974 spy book, running now. I wonder if there's any pictures of him. I guess other than what's on the cover. 19. Fascinating. She was into spies. She was into westerns. Oh, here's one. Legendary Women of the West. This one's cool. By Brad Williams. The remarkable lives of 9 women who are legendary in the West are included in this absorbing companion to the author's Legendary Outlaws of the West. This was published in 1978. 1978. Are there any? Yeah, there are some drawings. Yeah, she probably was. She probably knew everybody. She could have even like run the library system for all I know. I don't know her name. They retired to this gorgeous house on the lake near Peterborough. Like gorgeous. That was clearly like built for them for entertaining and in the 1970s. So she retired in the 70s. Town of Port Credit. Again, this one is the Dion. Ooh, piece of candy. It's the Dion quintuplet story from birth through girlhood to womanhood, 1965. This is about the Quints. We were 5. This is cool. This is a cool piece of Canadian history. We were like absolutely fascinated by these kids. I mean, we Canadians. So the quintuplets. This very cool book. Running now. We were 5. Eventually, when I start to whittle down this collection, then I will be able to, and once I get my bookcases up and running downstairs, then I will be able to organize and do like history shows and fiction shows and that sort of thing, and start doing more. This is the Sudan, Crossroads of Africa. Written in 1965, The Land and Its People. It looks like it starts old policy 1900, so it's newer history of the Sudan, as opposed to ancient history of the Sudan and its people. The Sudan. It's running now. Oh, let's see what else. Oh, there's a couple of interesting books coming up. Okay, this one. Edmund Wilson, Apologies to the Iroquois, with a study of the Mohawks in High Steel by Joseph Mitchell. Apologies to the Iroquois is a book about the present situation of the Indians in the Six Nations Confederacy, who figure in Cooper's novels and Parkman's stories, who are the subject of great pioneer study in anthropology. The League of the Iroquois. The Six Nations, called collectively the Iroquois, are the Mohawks, the Senecas, the Onondagas, the Cayugas, the Oneidas, and the Tuscaroras. More numerous today than when the white men first found them. They live on reservations in New York State and Canada. At the time of the arrival of the whites, these Indians were the most advanced in the East. They had organized they had an organized league with with a constitution and an empire which eventually extended as far west as the Mississippi. They had an elaborate ceremonial life, etc. So this is 1960, with apologies to the Iroquois. Running now. Lanny. Oh, Lanny. There was a book that I was just thinking about you. You might be interested in. Hello, how are you? It's Legendary Women of the West. It is, I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe Lanny would like this. 1978. Yay, I'm glad you got your package. Yeah, so it's a companion. He wrote first about legendary outlaws being men, but this is Legendary Women of the West. Baby Doe Tabor and Amy Semple McPherson are well known, but there are other women who are no less flamboyant. They include Pearl Hart, who escaped from jail in a very novel way. Donna Tula, whose talent was extricating important military secrets from both her Mexican and American clients, so she was a double agent. Cattle Kate, the rustler who was given a good Christian burial after her lynching. And San Francisco's sinister voodoo queen, Mammy Pleasant. Their exploits are as much part of the folklore of the West as the notorious deeds of their male counterparts, Billy the Kid, etc., etc. I know, so cool, isn't it? I'll run it. If you're not interested today, I'm gonna be putting it aside anyways because it's just very cool. It's just one of those books that I thought was so cool. Yeah, I will set it aside for sure. Okay, what else do we have? Ooh, the Algonquin story. Told by a white man, I'm sure. What is the magic that gives Algonquin Park? Oh, it's about Algonquin Park. Okay. Still, it's written by a white man, but anyways. What gives Algonquin Park a unique place in the hearts of those who have camped on the shores of its lakes? What is there about the park that made Tom Thomson, Canada's most foremost painter of the northern Canadian scene, adopted as its home? And as you can see, it's a library discard. These are all library discards for the most part. This was actually printed by the Department of Lands and Forests. Ontario government printed this one. Oh, it was a woman, Audrey Merton Sanders. And this was published in what year? Good question. It doesn't say. It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. But Audrey Sanders wrote this history and information about Algonquin Park. So this one's about Algonquin Park. Running now. Algonquin Park. Looks like 50s. But the easiest way would be to figure out when the ministry was called the Department of Lands and Forests, and the minister at the time was the Honorable H.R. Scott, and the deputy minister was F.A. McDougall, so that will narrow it down. That's how sometimes you can figure out things, is look at some of the historical people who might be referenced in, especially if it's a government publication. The Tarzan Alive, a definitive biography of Lord Greystoke. Ooh, he's the guy, the Tarzan guy. Oh gosh. Okay. Generations of readers have thrilled to the adventures of John Clayton, Lord Greystoke, better known as Tarzan of the Apes, through the tales of Edgar Rice Burroughs. But how many have known the full, accurate story of the last of the great heroes? This is published in 1972. 1972. Tarzan book. Tarzan. The real Tarzan. Lord Greystoke. All right, no worries. Next. Oh goodness gracious! Can we pull these out? Let's see. There we go. Caroline Matilda, Queen of Denmark from 1751 to 1755. There she is. Isn't she sweet? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she? 1971. Printed in 1971. Queen of Denmark, running now. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. I'm sure very, very rich. Oh, that looks like an angry husband that we just flipped past. All right. Next up, we have The Pride and the Anguish by Douglas Riemann. Oh, there he is. The Pride and the Anguish by Douglas Riemann. Oh, this one's gone through the wars. It's a library discard that's gone through the wars. This is about November 1941. This is a fiction about Lieutenant Ralph Trewin in November 1941 is in Singapore. And his exploits in World War II, 1968. First published in 1968. Running now. 1968. Welcome in. If you are looking for anything in particular, let me know. We are unboxing today, so I have no idea what we're going to find. It's a crapshoot. It really is. It's been an interesting ride so far. It's a real mishmash of library discards mostly. Wapiti Wilderness. Wapiti Wilderness. This is a family book and a nature book set in the mountainous wilderness of the Grand Tetons of Wyoming, where the Murrays lived, the authors lived for 37 years, where they raised their children, and where Olaus Murray conducted his famous studies of the American elk, the Wapiti. So this is a naturalist biologist who was studying the elk, and this is their story. Okay. Oh, look at all the pictures. Oh. All right, running this now. Wapiti Wilderness is running now. And there they are. Aw, there they are. 37 years living in the wilderness studying elk. What are you going to do today, honey? I'm going to go look at elk. What else am I going to do? Try to take over the world. All right. Carrying on. The Dialectic of Sex. The Case for Feminist Revolution. Oh my goodness, there's the author. She looks like a feminist revolutionist, if ever I saw one. The Case for the Feminist Revolution. The name of the author is Shulamith Firestone. Is there a fundamental biological inequality of the sexes? She believes there is. What? And she says, moreover, that the division of the sexes is perhaps the deepest division in nature at the root of all further social and cultural division. In her view, the dialectic of sex, the dynamic interplay of male and female forces throughout history, underlies the development of all classes as well as castes. In addition, determines the flow of cultural history. However, she contends, although sexual inequality may be natural, it has always been oppressive to women and children. The natural is not necessarily human. Furthermore, as technology advances, the difference between men and women become increasingly irrelevant. Indeed, to continue to reinforce them culturally is in contradiction to the long-run interests of humanity, is even suicidal. All right, so a feminist. Oh, what the heck is that? Okay, good. I wasn't accidentally flashing something I shouldn't. Just wanted to double check. 1970 feminist book about the case for feminist revolution. And there she is, winning her case. I know. I wonder what happened to her. I wonder what happened. I hope she's over. I wonder if she's still around. That was written in the 1970s, so should be my mom's age, probably. So in her late 70s, early 80s. The Kennedy Women by Pearl S. Buck, who's written a lot of great books. America's First Lady of Literature, Nobel Prize winner Pearl S. Buck focuses her unique talents on the distaff side of an American dynasty. The Kennedy Women. A Personal Appraisal by Pearl S. Buck, written in 1970. Pearl's probably got some things to say. The cover isn't very exciting. Sometimes I can peek at the cover. Lots of pictures of the Kennedy women in here. I've never heard of her before. Shmulith Firestone. I like the last name. I wonder what Shmulith probably means something really interesting too. Adventure in Diamonds. Ooh, the true story of a Whitsun weekend. On the Thursday before Whitsun, 1940, 2 civilians and a British intelligence officer were planning nothing more than an exciting weekend in the country. But they were put into action in the files of the War Cabinet. The purpose of their mission was to prevent the vast stocks of industrial diamonds, then in Amsterdam, from falling into German hands. Ooh, so they hung out for a weekend and rescued diamonds from Amsterdam in World War II. I like all these. She definitely had a thing for spies, didn't she? So a lot of spy books in here. Svetlana Alliluliev, 20 Letters to a Friend. The judging from the death of her father. Oh, this is the daughter of Joseph Stalin. And her double life, she had a double life. So outwardly fortunate, inwardly tormented, cast back to her unclouded childhood in the tranquil household. So this is written by Stalin's daughter, who was a spy for the other side. It's kind of cool. Good for her. Skin and so we go from Stalin's daughter to skin and scuba diving. The Fell's Teenage Guide to Skin and Scuba Diving, a handy illustrated guide filled with step-by-step instructions for teenagers and their coaches. All the facts for learning and enjoying skin and scuba diving are here. And this was published in 1965. 1965 library discard of Teenage Guide to How to Start Scuba Diving. Skin and scuba diving. I guess that's what skin diving is, just where you dive without the breathing apparatus, I assume. I assume so. I wouldn't know. You're not going to catch me underwater anytime soon. Ooh. Oh, this one's amazing. All right, this is not going to go for cheap. Legends of Vancouver by Pauline Johnson. In these legends, Pauline Johnson is linked the vivid present with the immemorial past. With rare imaginative power, she has captured and set down in rhythmic prose these semi-historical Indian sagas. They were told by the author personally by the late Chief Joe Capilano of Vancouver. Look, there she is. Look at this. Look at this illustration. Is that not gorgeous? When was this published? 1926. This originally published in 1926. This is a 1949 republishing of it. So if you haven't read Pauline Johnson, she was an amazing Canadian author. This can go under small, but this is going to start at 10. Pauline Johnson, Legends of Vancouver. Amazing. Amazing. Gonna put that aside. That's amazing. Every once in a while, there's something really interesting in here. Life as Carola. This was Ex Libris of this particular individual, and Nestrom Higgins. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, by Joan Grant, published in 1939. And it seems to be some sort, it's definitely fiction, but I don't know anything else about it. Sorry, dust. Oh, goodness. That's the problem with breathing in dust. When you have books, you get a lot of dust. Life is Carola. Carola? 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 Death on the ice. Oh, dear. The Great Newfoundland Sealing Disasters. Oh, the Great Newfoundland Sealing Disaster of 1914. I didn't know there was a sealing disaster in 1914. This is the story of one of the most terrible tragedies in the annals of marine history. For 2 days and nights, a party of seal hunters, 120 men, were left stranded on an ice field floating in the North Atlantic in winter. They were ill clad with almost no food and with no hope of shelter on the ice against the snow or the constant winds. To survive, they had to keep moving, always moving. Those who laid down to rest died. One man froze his lips badly, biting off the icicles that were blinding his comrades. Other men froze in their tracks or went mad with pain and walked off the edge of the ice field. Oh, this is very tragic. Written in 1972 by Cassie Brown. This is a Newfoundland history book. Running now. Death on the Ice by Cassie Brown. Oh, it's very sad. I didn't realize that had happened. I mean, the poor seals too, but the poor people. Okay, this one is what has she got here? She's got an envelope. Okay, we'll look at that someday. The world's most successful private eye, J.J. Arms Investigator, by J.J. Arms, as told to Frederick Nolan. Look, he's got he doesn't even have. Does he no hands? There's no hands. What? Super Sleuth. Newsweek calls him Super Sleuth, perhaps the best private eye in the country. Okay. J. Arms isn't exaggerating when he says he can do more without hands than a lot of people who have them. In fact, he can do things that are impossible for anyone with normal hands. Oh, okay. How cool is that? He has solved many headlining making cases such as finding Marlon Brando's abducted son. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I've never heard of him before. He looks very cool, doesn't he? He looks very man of action. So if you want to read about this Super Sleuth. All right. Thank you for looking at Super Sleuth. All right. 2 more books. Oh dear. The second book can't show you the cover. But I'll read it. I'll read it to you. This one is Noranda and District, with details showing positioning in Canada of Noranda and Gaspé. So this is the history of Noranda in Quebec, I assume. Let's see. Oh, there's the author. Noranda's the company, isn't it? And the area. The Noranda Mines. Noranda Mining Company. All right, so more Canadian history. This one, industrial history, the Noranda Mines. And there's pictures in here that I'm skipping. My fingers are skipping. Noranda. Okay, and then the last one in this book, it has a swastika on the front cover, which is why I'm not going to show you the front cover. It is called The Path to Dictatorship from 1918 to 1933. 10 essays by German scholars, translated by John Conway, with an introduction by Fritz Stern. And I'm just going to double check that it's not pro. I doubt it is. It was a library discard from 1966. The breakdown of democratic systems between the 2 world wars, historical obstacles to parliamentary government, anti-democratic thought in the Weimar Republic, the Social Democratic Party, and it goes all the way through to resistance begins. So if you want to understand a little bit about the rise of fascism and dictatorship, in a country. This looks at the path to dictatorship between 1918 and 1913 and what happened to change the way people thought enough that the Nazis could take over power. But I'm not showing you the cover because it's got a swastika on it, but that's running now. Paperback with, and I always find these interesting to read from scholars looking back at different times, because if you look at the histology of history is more oftentimes more fascinating than the history, to look at how we look at events now versus 10 years ago versus 20 years ago versus 50 years ago. Okay. What is it going to be? Row number 1 or row number 2? We've only got 2 boxes left. So you let me know. I'm going to move this one out of the way. Oh, gosh, that's heavy. Row number 2. 2 has it. All right. Holy, oh my God. Oh, I think the whole house shook. I thought that other one was heavy. Oh my gosh. It's mostly National Geographic magazines. Oh, we need to do this quickly. Hang on. Let me just weigh one of them. Oh, she's got them stuffed full too. Of course. Of course, of course. Hang on. We're going to run fast and furious through these. All right. They are medium weight. So we're just going to create temporary listing. Books. National Geo Mag. And we've got, oh God, we've probably got quantity 100 and condition. Yeah, we're going to say poor. Shipping profile 1 to 2. Confirm. Okay. Any shipwreck ones? Ooh. Let's find out. Okay, here we go. We've got this one, National Geographic France. It has a French map. The French map is France map inside. There's some other little bits in here. This one's a little wonky. It does need to get reflattened. This is 1989. I'm just going to run these fast and furious. Confirm, because we'll be here forever. Please select a product subcategory. Oh, shoot. Products, where the heck am I supposed to find a product subcategory? Category books. Oh, I see. Sorry, I gotta find books here. Wants me to do magazines. Ha! There's a magazines one now. Awesome. Okay. Let's try that again. 4. Confirm. All right. Now it's there. Now it's finally there. Where did it go? It's at the bottom. There we go. All right. One at a time. Running now. We're going to do, I'm just doing 7 seconds. France is running now. France, 1989. All right. Here we go. How fast can I do these? Whoa. Holy cow, these are heavy. We've got Ballet with Stingrays, also 1989. And running now. Battle with Stingrays, 1989. It also has a map inside. I don't think that one's a New York City map. This one does not have anything inside. Really pretty girl. Says the track of the Manila Galleons, 1990. That's running now for $1. It's gonna be quite the thing to go through these. We might have to go to 5 seconds. All right, hang on. This keeps moving, so I'm just gonna edit. It keeps moving up and down on me here. There we go. Okay. There, now it's where I can find it. Start. Next one is elephants. Elephants, 1989 also. Oh, she's got some ephemera in here. Elephants is running now with the extra little bits of ephemera she's put in there that could be about just about anything. All right. Next we have Botswana. Botswana is running now. We're going to be here a while. I'm going to go faster. Okay. Product actions. Start. All right. Next, we have apes and humans. Apes and humans. We're just going to run it for 5 seconds. Apes and humans from 1992. Whoops. 1992. That took a while to start running. Ooh, this one's cute. And what's inside? Oh, a map of somewhere. This one's got foxes on the cover, and it is 1991. That's running now. All right, and then we've got Faulkner's Mississippi from 1989. Looks like she had all of them from the 89-90. And I'm going to make life easier. We're going to go like this. I'm going to show you 5 at a time. If there's one you want to pick, then this will make it go a lot faster. All right, so we have Cry of the Loon from 89, or The Elephants, 1991, or The Sistine Restoration from 1989, or 1989's Maya, or Surga Bay in the Shadow of Mount Fuji, 1990, or A Europe's Dark Dawn, 1991. So your choice. This is going to make it go a lot faster. On choice. Any one of these National Geographics on choice. Yeah, this way we're going to speed through. It's still a lot of them in here, so bear with me. Okay, let's grab a whole pile. Holy mother. Okay, we've got 1991. That's number 1. Zaire River. This is going to fall off my lap. I can't do this. Okay. Exploring the Earth. There's something in here. Or growing up in East Harlem, or the Great Yellowstone Fires, or Yugoslavia, or Siberia, or Between Monterey Tides, or a personal vision of, what does that say? A vanishing wildlife, or one more, Austin, Texas. Your choice. This way will go much faster. Going now. Your choice of any one of these National Geographics. Gosh, they're heavy. They are hunka hunka burning love, aren't they? All right. I just see here. If there's one you're looking for, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to skip through this. Oh, here's an interesting one. I like this one. 1491 America Before Columbus, with a double map. It says double map heritage, North American heritage is in here. So I like this one. This one's kind of cool. Come on. All right. That one's running while I look at the rest here. I'm just going quickly. Zoom, zoom. Ooh, what's this one? This one's kind of cool. Look at this. It's holographic. Even on the back. What the heck? Can man save this fragile earth? 19 double map the world, endangered earth. Interesting. Okay. All right. unless someone has a disagreement, we're just going to skip all the rest of these because there are a lot in here. That's just so many. So many. Okay. This is instead, let's look at this one. This one is Myths, Legends, Art, and History, Sicily. If you would like to visit Sicily and are looking for a book to learn more about Sicily before you go on your travels, I've got the book. It's right here. Running now. Sicily, a Sicilian guide. She clipped all kinds of things in here. All right. Still digging through the National Geographics, by the way. Look at this one. And this. Okay, we got through them all, it looks like. Bunch of ephemera. Bunch of ephemera. I can go down there. Oh, here's one. Ooh, okay. The ABCs of Nature, a family answer book by Reader's Digest Association, published in, come on, Reader's Digest, help a woman out. 1984. 1984 family ABCs of, oop, there goes some more of her stuff that she has to, yep. Ephemera galore. She loved to shove things into the books. This one's going to be large and in charge, and we are going to run that for 3, and it is starting now. The ABCs of Nature is running now. And that's it for that box. Okay, one more box to go. One more box to go. Oh. Ooh, this one looks like it's got cookbooks in it. Oh, yay, cookbooks. Okay, we got a whole bunch of cookbooks. Calorie Counters Cookbook from Better Homes and Gardens. Oh, I forgot to put in the, oh well, the new box is going to go right on top. Oh my gosh, look at some of these recipes. This is another library discard, of course, and that's running now. Unable to start auction at this time. Why? Okay, dokie. Pin? No. Won't let me. Hang on. Pin. I'm going to do it on here. And 7 seconds. Running now. Okay. There we go. Running now. Oh dear, there's a lot of ephemera. I need a box just for the ephemera. Okay. I'm going to make some executive decisions here because there's a lot of mixed bag here. Oh, there we go. This one's Out of Old Nova Scotia Kitchens by Marie Nightingale. Out of Nova Scotia Kitchens by Marie Nightingale. Written in 1971. So it is a recipe book from 1971. Nova Scotia recipes. Does have a little bit of that storage smell to it. The other ones didn't. Nope, there's another piece of ephemera. What else is here? Popular Science from Popular Science Monthly from 1952. February 1952, Popular Science Monthly. Yeah, this has a little bit of the that smell. It's not like musty, it's just not fresh. Popular Science. Well, there's all kinds of cute ads in here. Look at that. Henry Fonda smoking his Camels. Will it let me start the auction now? No. Not letting me start on my computer right now. I'm gonna have to restart. Running now, Popular Science 1952. And this one is Air Truck Lands in a Bean Patch. All right. Next up, we have A Cook's Guide to Growing Herbs, Greens, and Aromatics. A practical and beguiling book makes it possible for you to cultivate outdoors and in your own fresh herbs and greens and aromatics, so essential to good cooking. I love this. Okay, we're going to run this one for 7 seconds. Running now. Running now. Okay, next up we have, oh, this one's got lots of little clippings in it. Louis Armstrong, An American Genius. Louis Armstrong, An American Genius. My dad loved Louis Armstrong. 1983. Written in 1983. Not an ex libris. And it's got a clipping about him in there. And let's see if it'll let me run now. If it's going to let me do it on the computer or not. Nope, not letting me. All right, running now. Louis Armstrong, An American Genius, is running now. All right, no worries. Next up we have, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see. The English Channel, A History, or your choice, My Own River Kwai. One of those could be yours, your choice. I'm just going to run on choice now to run things faster. River Kwai or the English Channel as History. All right. Oh, I think we might be able to. It's going to let me start auction again. Yeah, it started back up at 30 seconds. Okay. Ooh, this one. The Role of the Bomber. Written in, oh, it's got lots of clippings in here. I don't want it, it's going to all fall out. 1977. 1977, The Role of the Bomber. Let's see if it's going to let me run it. There we go. Running now. The Role of the Bomber. Okay. Next, ooh, we have How to Do It Encyclopedia. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Your choice. How to Do It Encyclopedia, Volume 1 or Volume 2. Running now. Your choice. Go. Running now. Sorry, my computer is slower because it's on a different Wi-Fi channel, so it doesn't catch up as quickly. Let's see what else we have here. Georgian Bay Gourmet Winter Entertaining. Georgian Bay Gourmet Winter Entertaining from 1980. 1980 recipe book for Georgian Bay Gourmet. 1980. Nope, won't let me start on here. That's fine. Do it over here. Georgian Bay Gourmet. Lots of recipes. And check out, there's the chef and all of the women involved. Oh gosh. Ooh, this one's amazing. Hang on. This is gonna go in extra large. Can I? No, it won't let me on there, so I got to do that. Spiral bound. Okay. No, I can't pin, so I just have to run. All right, this is extra large, and this one is Useful Birds and Their Protection. It is a library discard. And this one's old. As you can see, it does have some water damage. That's not recent water damage. This wasn't part of my water damage issues, this particular bunch of books. And I'm trying to get the cover. I've been touching paper for this entire morning, and my fingers are all dry now. Look at that gorgeous picture. And this is second edition, published in 1907 by the Massachusetts State Board of Agriculture. Ooh, Useful Birds and Their Protection. 1907. It's absolutely just chock-a-block with gorgeous images. So let's run that now. 1907 by Massachusetts government, published publication about useful birds and their protection. This is an amazing one. This is going over here too. Giants of Science by Philip Kane. This is for young readers. And this is basically biographies of different scientists. I had a similar one for history when I was a kid. Let me see. Nope, it's not going to let me do it. Got to go back here. And we're going to run that. Giants of Science, biographies of scientific figures from history. All right. And what else do we have? We have the Amana, the microwave oven cookbook. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to run that quickly. Running now. Amana microwave cookbook. You too can cook like a pro with the Amana microwave cookbook. Free with your Amana microwave. Oh God. Okay, this is extra. This is large. Now let me see if it'll let me pin. Can I start an auction from here? Nope. All right. At least it let me pin. This is the Great Plains, and it has all the history of plains. Oh, and lots of pieces of paper coming out. And we will run that for, hang on, sorry. I have to type over here because for some reason I'm going to have to do a sudden death. There we go. Running now. The Great Plains. All right, thank you for looking at that. And then we have, so this is just junk. Okay. We have Visions of Sugar Plums and Turkeys, Nut Rolls, Cookies, and Cakes. Always Be Ready Holiday Feasts. And this is another Library Discord from 1979. Holiday Feast recipe book with lovely images inside. We're going to pin that. And is it going to let us run it? No. Oh, yes, it did. All right, running now. Visions of Sugar Plums, 1979 Christmas cookbook. And then last but not least is Holiday Cooking and Entertaining Guides. This was the library bound copy. In the library, they would have had these to protect magazines. And this is Better Homes and Gardens, 1980. And because it was well protected, the ads inside are pretty well protected too. So holiday cooking. Let's see if we can run that now. There we go. Holiday cooking, 1980. Really great ads and recipes inside. It's making me hungry. Okay. We've done all the boxes of books for today. Whew. Tonight I'm going to be doing ephemera, so I will hopefully see you then. We're going to have all kinds of ephemera that I'm going to be pulling out, from cabinet cards to just weird pieces of ephemera that people have saved over the years, little pieces of history, fragments of the past, as I call it. So hopefully I will see you then. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's find someone to raid. Let's see. Is anybody on in this category? No. All right, let's go into a community show. We're going to go into Sassy's community show and talk about attracting new buyers. If you are a seller, you'll be interested in what she has to say. And I will see you later on tonight. I hope you have a wonderful day until tonight.